Welcome back to the Brandon K Show. I'm your host, as always, Brandon K. This is a real show. Today, we are in the middle of Brandon K every day in March. So every day, I'm going to have a podcast. Something will be filmed and posted on YouTube every day in March. So like and subscribe now. Today, I'm very excited to be here with actor, musician, comedian, Bryce St. Peter.
Hey, Brandon K. It's nice to be joining you for the first time on your show.
Yeah, we met at Improv Comedy over there in Tustin at the Improv City. And
Exactly.
I took a music improv class, and you were the guy behind the keyboard, right?
Yes.
Freestyling or improving every single song that went into the show or went into any of the games.
Yes, precisely. Yeah,
So,
just hearing the suggestion and just like the improvisers interpreting what the suggestion musically means to me, and then adding whatever the scene needs in terms of tone, in terms of the feel of the song, and yeah, just letting the music play to the scene.
you're a very talented guy.
I thank you.
You
So are
got
you, man.
you got the sound scientists.
Yes, that's my jazz fusion band, the Sound Scientists. When I'm not doing improv comedy at Improv City or elsewhere, making tunes where I do improv in a jazz setting, jazz fusion specifically.
Yeah, I was checking that out. You guys try to like experiment with different sounds.
Yeah, combining like composition with improvisation, sometimes improvising jams collectively, kind of like what improvisers do, but from a musician standpoint.
Is improving your favorite thing you do, or what's your favorite thing you do?
I've always felt really torn between the worlds of music and acting. So anything related to either jazz, improvisation, music, anything in that nexus is just spot on for me.
Did you ever make it into something we would see you in, like on film?
I haven't been in a ton of film. I do have a small, modest reel that I've been building up. I do definitely want more opportunities in acting and film, but
But you've done a
I've
lot of
been more about teaching and like
stage acting.
work at. Oh yes, I've
Or
been stage acting since. Oh gosh, I was in 1st grade the first time I was in a play, but I did Shakespeare when I was in 6th grade, and then I was like, that was when I was like, I have to like do this. I have to be in drama. I have to be in acting. This is like a calling thing.
Something about improv that I've noticed is like I could go blank, like when I don't know certain things. Like they could tell me to talk about politics or like history, and if you don't know something, you might have a challenge doing an improv scene on it.
Yeah, there's oh gosh, when I was looking at improv, one of the things they say improvisers have to know everything,
Mm-hmm.
which is like obviously who can know everything? No one can, you know. That was what I told my mom actually at the end of was it first or kindergarten. Uh I need to know everything about everything. What? You don't know everything about everything?
Yeah.
You're supposed to. You're in a grown up, you know,
Oh
like I
wow.
thought grown ups knew everything. And then that was like, okay. But you have to know everything, kind of like animators too. They have to know everything to draw that they would need to draw, you know?
Right. Right.
So it's kind of that
But
learning stuff as
but
you
no
go.
one no one can know everything, and I have major gaps. So what do you do when you have a gap?
The beauty is you have scene partners that have incredibly diverse backgrounds of knowledge, and
Yeah.
then you intersect with them. And it's like, I was thinking about this on the way here. Improv's like playing Jenga. The suggestion is the big tower of blocks. But when you're doing the scene, you're pushing the blocks out and putting them on top of the tower gradually until you've built a taller tower until
Oh.
you can't continue the scene any longer.
Oh.
Boom. Well, that's it. Another suggestion.
Pulling stuff out to put more stuff in. Well, our topic today is comedy improv advice. So we got started on it a little bit. We're also going to be doing some improv as much as possible. This guy was behind the keyboard at my class, but he brought his acoustic today. So that's you're getting I see you on Instagram playing your guitar as well. You do like improv songs off your guitar?
Yeah, I do improv songs. I do a lot of writing, of course, naturally, like being in the music world as well. But I love disarming myself sometimes and just improvising or playing a chord progression, taking different tactics, different paths through the harmony to find out, what sounds the best,
And then you play the saxophone in the sound scientist. So you do
Yeah,
pretty much everything.
I sing, songwrite, play sax. I'm multi-dimensional kind of person, I suppose.
So before we get into the topic and giving you the comedy improv advice, I want to say that the Brandon K Show, is sponsored by Giftiply charity wrapping paper, and it is flat packed for convenience. eco-friendly and made in America. Each purchase includes 33% donations to one of 8 incredible causes. So this is the real deal. It's a really great cause. I have the causes here: Give Kids the World, Alex's Lemonade Stand for childhood cancer, It Gets Better Project, Best Friends Animal Society, National Marrow Donor Program, formerly Be the Match, um, Stand for the Silent, and Bullying Intervention Organization. So if you buy this eco-friendly wrapping paper, a large portion of your money is going to go towards helping one of these causes.
33%, which is huge.
33%. And if you use the promo code BKShow, you will get 25% off. So that's pretty awesome. Gift wrap that gives back. Thank you, Giftiply.
Sweet.
And yeah. So, comedy improv advice.
Let's begin. So, what does improv mean? It means to make it up off of the spot. I could get hippy dippy about it, obviously, and say
Let's
that
get
life
hi-
is improv.
Yeah, let's get hippy
You know,
dippy to start.
like we don't prepare for life. You know,
Mhm.
we don't prepare to be born, but this is the our name is the suggestion or whatever. You know, and then but improv in regards to specifically the stage, that it takes a certain courage to like seek that out and to get into a community where you're working with improvisers and you're starting to learn about listening and agreement with your scene partners and supporting their decisions.
I heard this from Devin in our class. He said, mistakes are gifts. And I made a video about it on my Instagram. But to look at things in life as if mistakes are gifts and we can build something off of them or learn something from them, I think that's a very paradigm shift right there.
Yeah, as someone who has been in the jazz world as well, I often see a lot of music insights in jazz that are very similar to improv. For instance, Miles Davis says there's no wrong notes,
Mm.
or that you're always one half step away. You're always one step away from the right choice.
It feels that way because I just played a song here yesterday and I was messing up the song. So like it feels like there's wrong notes if it doesn't come out good.
It takes obviously failing forward. Like you're not going to get it right away. That's
Yeah.
that's what part of improv is it's gradually building your skills and testing it. And that goes for anything. If you're persevering and if you're seeking out classes or you're working with people that you can learn something from, it that's when you can start getting the right notes or finding the fun in it. And
Yeah. What I like about improv is something I got into to learn how to be a better writer, but to also break through my anxiety was to get out there and just know that you can make a mistake and people will still laugh. And just to get over the fear of getting on stage is like the biggest thing because once you're up there, you can pretty much say anything and the people will laugh.
exactly. Uh, I was always kind of like a funnier kid when I was a little bit younger, but one thing that some of my best friends would tell me was, "Bryce, you're a whole lot funnier when you're not trying to be funny."
Hmm.
And that was a big paradigm shift of like, "Oh, well then I should just behave, like I should just behave genuinely."
And I was telling you that's the best improv advice I heard. If I was to be asked my best improv advice, was just react. Just get up there. I don't have to come up there with any preconceived ideas. All I have to do is there might be some rules for the game or in a scene. I just go up there and I react and I just am myself reacting to something because I haven't learned how to do characters yet. So I'm just basically myself reacting to things.
For sure. Yeah, characters is always something you can work on. It just takes it's a lot of trial and error,
Yeah.
certainly. A lot of improvisers process it as throw it to the wall and see what sticks. You won't be great at everything, but if you find something that you're quite exceptional at, well then you found a way forward. You found a strength.
Devin, again, the guy who taught the class that I've taken a couple classes with him. He's like the head honcho at Improv City over in Tustin. He also said about character work, about like just make one small change, like just make your voice high or close your eye or just like just like do something weird with your hand or something, and like that's your character. And like people will just know that you're a different person just by like making one small change.
Exactly. Some people think it's just a silly voice, but physicality is another mode of expression.
What like maybe last time or the last couple times you did improv, can you give us an example of one of the characters you might have done to
I mean, I might, might talk tough, and then I
Yeah.
might brace my shoulders.
Right.
Now, maybe I'm a henchman,
Right.
right? Okay, I'm gonna help you rob this bank, boss.
yeah,
Boom.
that's
Now I've
good.
got a voice, I've got shoulders, I've got a frame.
Right.
Perhaps like it's all about just let one change go into another, and let the spontaneity just drag you in, kind of.
Yeah, and then I mean, in improv, sometimes you end up like you're a butterfly or you're a squirrel, or like you can be literally anything.
Yeah, and if you're in doubt as something, to yes and that, and then add detail to that, that's when it becomes, maybe I'm the head lackey. Oh, now I know. I need your approval, boss. Don't sell me out. No, he's not the good partner. I am the good partner, or whatever.
Devin gave me some more good advice.
Shout out to Devin Dugan.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
known this man for so long. He's a bastion, if you will, of improv wisdom. I feel like he should be here today talking about this topic, but I'm a representative for him.
We'll try to get him in here sometime.
Oh, no problem. No pressure.
But he no pressure, Devin. But he told me, like, we were taking our musical improv class, and he said, like, if you can't come up with something, just like la 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 your way through it. And I literally froze up. I forgot I was in the game at the end of our show, and so I just said la la la, and like people laughed just because they knew I was just out of my mind.
Yeah, and then they did that because they're like, wow, he's out of his mind, but I've been out of my mind before, and this is funny and relatable and human,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what. I had come off of a high because, like, you told me, you yourself said, like, I got really gnarly laughs from the audience because, like, I was just like high energy, and then like at that last point, like I was just like forgot I was even in the game, and like that. Anyways, that advice kind of got me through.
Yeah, it's perseverance. One thing, acting and improv, they're very parallel. They tell you the show must go on in acting.
Mhm.
Same for improv, like as long as you are making a choice, as long as you're keeping that motivated train of thought, you've got it, man. You'll get through it no matter what. And yeah.
Because you really don't want to just stand up there, say nothing, or be like, "I'm sorry, guys, I'm ruining the show right now." You don't want. That's what you don't want to do.
Believe it or not, I actually, as someone who's kind of off the walls,
Yeah.
I have the opposite problem of like, I got to make sure I don't over talk because if I talk, I might not stop.
Right? Yeah.
So listening, like, that's why sometimes I was like, well, I don't want to initiate the scene. I'll stick with reacting for a second because then that will inform how I respond. And then I can kind of see, okay, they said this much. I'll say this much, a little tit for tat, or change it up. Depends on the scene.
In your experience, like, did you ever see someone like just bomb really hard where they're like had to run off the stage and like crying?
I've never seen, I don't think I've seen people that get a little kind of sad sometimes during improv classes because they'll feel like they'll put themselves under a lot of pressure. They'll be like, I'm no good. I'm not following these. Like, and so there will always be some growing pains. Like with improv, you're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're going to get the incredible moments where you've tapped into a laugh that everyone's laughing all of a sudden. Other times you'll think, oh, I'm coming up on a funny idea, and then it doesn't, and then you're like, oh, well, and then you got to play it off or find a way to make it better.
I've noticed that these improv places, the audience is very supportive, so you don't often get booed off the stage either, right?
Yeah, if you're going for improv, there's a lot of empathy. Part of it is, hey, you're giving the suggestions for the show, so part of it is, well, it's not just us. The audience has to, be liking the show and be enjoying what's occurring, I suppose.
Yeah. I've heard the audience talking, and they'll say like, "Oh, that looks so hard. Like I could never do that." Like that's kind of what the audience sounds like sometimes.
It takes presence, courage. As someone who likes acting and can handle public speaking, like I never had to go to Toastmasters or any of that, but I can see where it can be a real fear for people, which is weird because that's not my fear. I like talking. I like communicating. I'm an extrovert, I suppose. So that's what kind of helps.
I know I'm giving a lot of my advice. What would some of your advice be?
Well, like anything, keep doing it and maintenance. And whenever you learn something, if it helps you, incorporate it into your improv quilt. A lot of people talk about how no one is just one pure improviser with their own. They're all learning. It's a shared art form. It's like jazz. Jazz is a shared language. Music is a shared language. Same with theater, improv. You tell a joke. Oh, I might tell a similar joke. I might call back to your joke. It's a language, a lexicon that we develop together.
Yeah, and you've been doing this like 10 plus years?
Yes, I got introduced to improv when I did SCR acting classes freshman year when I was like 15, but it wasn't until my senior year, 17, 18, where I really understood what improv was supposed to accomplish. Of we're playing this game, we don't know what's going to happen before, but we're acting, we're listening to each other, and we're establishing our who, what, where, and giving. It's literally like you're making a movie, you're making a play in the moment.
Yeah.
It's very challenging. Stand up is more it's conversational, but the audience is reacting to they can't respond. They can respond with ha 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 ha. Oh, with that. But with improv, it's like you got to tell us what this scene's going to be about. I don't have any jokes.
Yeah.
I'll make jokes, but I need to know what kind of scenario do you want us to be inspired through or
Yeah.
whatever.
So when we do improv later, Solomon's got to help us with some
Fantastic.
suggestions.
Oh boy.
He
Speaking
hates
of
doing
that,
that though.
I have a question for Bryce. So when you're doing improv and there's like two parts of it, right? You have to number one, you have to focus on like the responding to whatever that person is in the strategic or whatever the game is. At the same time, there's acting. How much of your attention is sort of focused on acting versus actually like saying or doing the right thing?
Depends on the game, I suppose. There's games that are centered towards scenes where you're obviously going to be acting more and writing together and establishing the story and the through line. But there are other games that are a little more like there's literally a game called I Don't Understand where you just have to take a word from the audience like microscopic. I don't understand microscopic. Microscopic is super darn small, like, and that's funny. It's interesting to get to dig into what makes a word, but it isn't particularly acting. It just depends on do I have to play a character?
Right,
It's
right,
acting
right.
time.
Yeah.
Am I playing a game that has more of a gimmick to it where there's not a story to be upheld? Then it's kind of like I have an actor side and a comedian side, and I'll pull out whichever side is going to be the most efficacious
Got
in
it.
for whatever game.
I don't understand.
Uh, I'll
I'm
elaborate a little bit more too.
no, no, I was kidding,
In
man.
long form, acting is very particularly invaluable. I don't call myself a long form expert. I've dabbled in it. I've been on a couple teams, done some one off shows. It's been very fun, but that's a particularly strong acting style of long form because you're doing one act plays. Sometimes it's not even that. You're just going from one topic to another. There's many different long forms. You can create a
I've
story.
noticed I've noticed in these classes, especially as I've advanced into the higher ones, is like some of these guys, they always are doing a character. They're doing like a over the top character almost every time. And like I'm so that's just still out of my comfort zone, you know? But they're basically coming from like an acting background or they're just that way.
Yeah, there's 2 philosophies, right? There's be yourself, right? They tell you be genuine, be yourself, but in acting it's quite different, right? You have to especially I know groundlings in particular they have a mantra of don't be yourself.
Right.
Always be a character. Always stretch your range of expression because who you are will always remain who you are, Like if you're always just yourself, then people might not see who you could be if you were playing a character, I
Right.
suppose.
That's crazy. Like that's yeah. Did the groundlings they're always like dressed up in costumes and everything, right?
I
I see them on
believe, yeah.
improv. I see them on Instagram. They're usually have like full characters. That's like and then those characters go on to be on SNL like in the past and stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's necessarily unique to Groundlings.
Yeah.
Second City, you've obviously you get Matt Foley's and you get these characters that are
Yeah.
wildly impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Groundlings, there's costuming. I suppose you can get into that. I feel bad. I haven't been yet. It's on my bucket list to see from every theater. It's
Oh
fun to
yeah.
make the
See
rounds and
groundlings?
see because that's another comedy advice is to see a diverse amount of improv. Don't just always go necessarily. You want to like go be loyal to theaters. It's fun and but to see as much as you can. Any venue will tell you go see more.
Who
Learn
are some of
stuff.
your favorites that you like in that people might have heard of or that you want to shout out?
Some of my favorites. Uh, I just want to say like when I was in middle school and going into high school, it was kind of a it was a little it was a painful time to go through, like parents' divorce. I looked at Chris Farley for inspiration,
Wow,
just functionally.
that guy was
You know?
that guy probably inspired so many people.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly. I mean, and I could name a list. I've studied quite a lot. Like I don't know like the full history. But it's like there's so many people. You know, like I can't shout. There aren't enough people for me to shout on one stream.
What do you like Saturday Night Live these days?
Sometimes again, it depends on like everyone debates cast and era, but I must say this as someone, I've grown really dedicated in the last, I want to say 5 to 10 years on art forms that are driven through subconscious creation, like jazz and improv. And I see SNL as a cool way to like, Second City was always this re-improvisational, just keep trying stuff. And then once you get to the idea that you want, write that and make that the sketch. Like to have the sketch be directly inspired from subconscious creation. There's something impressive
You say that Saturday Night
there.
Live is that?
I feel like at its greatest aspiration, that's what it is.
Because they're
to
creating
me.
something every single week, so they have to be coming up with stuff on the spot and then bringing it into reality within 1 week. So that would qualify as something that doesn't have much thought into it, right?
Yeah, like some people will say, "Oh, 1 week was mediocre," but I will say this: the pressure to deliver every week is admirable. You know,
Mhm.
it takes pressure. You know, like it takes commitment. It's like a job. You know, it's like wow. Like I have this book on the first 20 years of SNL, and it was showing how okay we go from Sunday, we know who the guest is. Monday, what's some sketch ideas to work with this guest? Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, we're up all night. Like
Yeah, I've
that's
heard
insane.
I've heard the process. It's day by day, and then the rehearsal, and then they're into it.
And to think with improv, it's just, 2 hours a week, and then we do a 90-minute show. Like it's still a lot of. It's a different kind of pressure almost,
Mhm.
you know. But it's very similar in a way. Sketch is kind of like improv because you're not gonna get the scene out until hits the air or until it's on stage or wherever your medium is.
It's interesting that they don't have more because, like, Whose Line Is It Anyways was improv comedy on TV, but it's like you don't see it everywhere where people are doing improv comedy on TV or on Netflix. I did watch one or two on Netflix, but you don't see it all the time. Maybe there's not a big demand for it. I don't know.
I think there's like this. I always scale it like this, right? There's short form improv, long form improv, and then it can kind of build towards sketch. But I wouldn't say that one is necessarily better than the other. They're just different styles of it. You've got Whose Line, and SNL is like the sketch. But then I would say this, I would love to see it would be amazing to see long form on television or like in formats, you know,
Yeah, they
House
have
of
it.
Lies, Don Cheadle.
I watched some on Netflix, and I saw some in person, like some like big guys doing it. I forgot their names. Maybe you remember who they are, but who's on Netflix? Do you remember what improv comedy is on Netflix?
I'm a little spaced on
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
personally.
yeah.
It would
Because
it would be nice to yeah.
they're not huge names, so I forgot who they were as well. But Everything Goes Wrong. That one might not be improv comedy. That one might be more stage. But
Yeah, but
Everything Goes Wrong show.
everything goes wrong. Uh I'm not, or maybe it's the show that goes wrong or
Yeah,
something
show
like
that
that.
goes wrong. Yeah.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
But yeah,
Forgive me if I don't know
no,
a
no.
particular thing.
There's more. I forgot the names at the moment. But all right. So now is a good time. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Middle Ditch and that's the one. Thank you,
I
Solomon. Thank you so much.
thank you, Solomon, for providing
I
the
saw
source.
these guys in live and they were awesome and it was long form comedy.
Oh yeah, it's so sweet.
Yeah. You know these guys?
Uh, no, but if I don't know you, I'm happy to get acquainted. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I
No,
love that stuff.
they were genius. And even like watching Devin or any of those guys at the improv comedy do imp, improv city do comedy is really impressive because they've been doing it so long and they care about it and they're really good at it.
Yeah, it's really it's a privilege to be on the troupe and to be surrounded by the minds that make that happen too, because you learn so much of how they do the magic trick through learning with them and performing with them.
So now, because Mr. St. Peter brought his guitar, go ahead and pick it up. You're gonna help me write my theme song. And now it's the Bad Improv segment, which I've been doing on the show a couple times. And Bryce is gonna help me with the theme song to it.
One,
That-
2, 3, 4.
It's Bad Improv, it's Bad Improv, it's Bad Improv. Or maybe it's good. Yeah, so the way we do this is I give you like 3 options. ABC game, alphabet game, question game, or we could try a scene. Maybe we could
I
even
would
try
love a scene
maybe we could even try like a musical scene.
or a music.
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah,
pick that guitar
maybe
back up.
a scene to song would be really
Yeah,
cool, dude.
yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, we did
pretty
that in the
cool.
class.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot a lot about what was in that class, but let's try to okay, so I remember there was like a hook is like very simple. I remember okay, so we just need a suggestion from the audience.
Boo.
Just look at something in the room and just say what it is.
It's got to be something where you don't have to stand up, right?
Yeah, we're just sitting here chilling.
Hmm.
And we also just use it. We don't even have to say it, or we just use it as a springboard, whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe like
No, don't.
Oh, sweet,
He's
gotta-
gonna come up with something.
Oh, I'm coming up with it?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
the
what I-
audience?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, whatever you want.
Let's see. How about we're coming up with a theme song for DC superheroes?
All right. Why not?
Or yeah, we'll
Yeah,
take superheroes.
yeah.
That's a
Absolutely.
great,
Okay.
excellent.
Okay. Wow, I'm rusty, but I would just say like this. No, go ahead. I guess we would start with the music. I guess, right?
We could, or if you want to do a scene or
Okay.
a song about superheroes, whatever you want.
Well, the Fortress of Solitude gets real lonely.
Yeah, they don't give us much vacation time being superheroes and all.
Where'd you come from? I was here by myself.
I just joined the team. It's kind of a Revengers knockoff. You see, we're
Batman. I wasn't expecting to see you
well,
here.
Superman. I mean, I'm surprised you weren't expecting to see me here because
I'm
new.
This is
I'm
my
new.
Fortress of Solitude.
I want to join. That's why I showed up unannounced and rather suddenly.
We meet at the Justice League quarters. We don't meet at the Fortress of Solitude.
Well,
I don't bother
this
you.
is just your solitude fortress. Oh God.
I don't bother you in your Batcave.
You know, you're right. I wanted. Well, it's your birthday, I believe. Happy birthday, Superman. No one celebrates your birthday. I noticed.
Well, to be honest,
Forgot you called your house the Fortress of Solitude.
Well, to be honest, I have been very lonely here, so I appreciate seeing you.
Is it the dating pool or is it just like companionship?
It's just so lonely here in Antarctica.
Oh, it's probably pretty. Well, you're invincible practically, so you must not be that cold.
You know, the solitude. It just makes me want to sing.
Yeah, dude. Hey, sometimes, like you get sad when you're alone, but sometimes you get sad when you're with people, man. And sometimes you need to find the joy in being alone, if only for a moment. Stay in solitude. Yes.
I'm sick of being in solitude.
Well, yeah, but other people can be rude. Sometimes you need that solitude.
I feel like such a lonely dude.
You're a lonely dude.
A lonely dude in solitude. And Wonder Woman broke up with me.
How sad.
And Lois Lane also broke up with me.
Oh no, not Lois Lane. She's pretty plain, isn't she?
And the Daily Planet fired me.
Oh no, you lost your job. Oh no.
Batman, how's it going with you?
Well, obviously I don't have any parents anymore. And I had to go and kick Robin right out that back door. So it's been pretty sad. The Joker been trying to do me bad, but I'm kicking through with my solitude.
Well, it's nice to have you here, Batman, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, we should probably go fight Lex Luthor. He's really starting some real trouble over there in New York and Metropolis and Gotham and all the cities.
Yeah, they're getting every major city. Lex and his evil team, the opposite of the Justice League,
The Chaos League.
the Chaos League, or perhaps the Injustice League. I don't even know, man.
But he broke out Arkham Asylum. He let out everybody there. He let out the Penguin and Catwoman and the Riddler and Scarecrow. He let them all out, and now there's gonna be like 14 new sequels to the Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson, which isn't you. You are the Joaquin Phoenix version of Batman, which is the little kid.
We were all little kids. All us super people were little kids once.
Yeah, because in the Joker movie in 2019 version, he goes and he sees he sees Bruce Wayne, but he's just a little kid. He hasn't fully grown up yet.
It's crazy how well documented all of these superhero encounters are. They film us, but they just won't help us fight. They expect us to do everything because we're super strong, and they write news articles about us when we're just a little too wrong.
And then there was the 1989 Batman, where the Joker was the one who killed his parents. But that's not you either. You're the Joaquin Phoenix version of Bruce Wayne.
Yes, I'm the Joaquin version. The Joaquin version.
And you're gonna show up in Joker Part 2.
Oh yes, that's what I'm gonna do.
Joker Part 2
Joker.
coming to a theater near you.
Joker Part 2, that's what I'm gonna do. Joker Part 2.
With Lady Gaga. All right, we can
With Lady Gaga. And music.
as Harley Quinn. And music by
That beautiful
By-
cello player.
by Bryce St. Peter.
Named Bryce St. Peter. I play cello now.
That was awesome.
Very good.
enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Well done.
oh, nice.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Whatever they were laughing at sounded analogous to the laughter we would have gotten for that scene.
Yeah, that was more of a comedy show laugh.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
so another thing I wanted to ask you was, so you helped me write the Bad Improv song. Can you help
Yeah.
me write just a short little jingle for the Brandon K Show?
Oh yeah, I can probably do that, dude.
So you just play something, and I'm just gonna say Brandon K Show and freestyle. I have something in my brain that I'm thinking for my theme song. It'll always be the same words, but it'll always be different music. So this will be the Bryce version.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm gonna try to find the melody when you place anything.
I've got a jam for you.
Okay, let's do it. It's the Brandon K Show. In case you didn't know, Die Hard Delusional, a-hole if you say so. I'm so special. I got sucked in a K-hole, but we're gonna make it someday, so it'll all be okay though. It'll all be okay though, and I hope you enjoy the show.
This is the Brandon K Show.
Yeah, go ahead and add some
Yeah,
if you
oh.
want. Add another verse.
You already know that it's the Brandon K Show. That's what we're here to do. We're here to have a more than okay show at the Brandon K Show.
That's even better.
It gets better and better. That's
That was
improv,
better
right?
than what I had.
Improvement to, yeah. That audience is yes-anding us by laughing. Or is it that Is it that only improvisers can yes and? No, I think it's for everyone.
Well, that was amazing. Let's see. So, we did the scene, we did the music. What else? Let's see. Oh yeah, do you ever freestyle rap?
That is so you know Sudoku, like those lines where you
I
have to
know
put
all
numbers?
about him. I know all about him.
So rapping, I
81
wouldn't
squares.
consider myself specifically a rapper. I'm more of a singer, but I see rapping as a great tool for Sudokuing your way towards rhymes. You know, learning about the difference between pure and slant rhymes. You can use either one, but yeah, it's a great way to find the rhymes that kind of resonate with you and that you want to put into a song, or it's a practice of freestyle.
And
Of course.
you write verses as well.
Yeah, I've written quite a few. I don't have a lot of them online yet because they're in paper format. And
Would
I'm
you
recording,
would you be able
but
to
yeah,
do one here for us? One of your own personal rhymes?
one of my personal rhymes. I'm down to that, or if you want a freestyle, I
We could
would
do
love
that
to.
afterwards, but to
Afterwards,
start, I'm just curious what Bryce raps about.
huh? Okay. No, I'll do that. I'm gonna do. So I wrote this. I actually wrote this song called AI.
Yeah,
That was it's part of this kind of like
I love it
crazy
already.
opera that I've been constructing. If you've heard me talking about an opera within the last 2 to 3 or years, this is what I was kind of.
Do you want to tell us about the opera before you
So
start?
it's kind of it's a little dystopic future, 200 years or so. It's basically the song. I'll tell you about the song. The character is AI. He's like this. Uh, he's a product, but he's also like a I don't want to say businessman. Like he's a product, AI, right? He's a I don't even know what AI is. It's a computer generated
Okay.
thing, right? He's this product though. He's been built to be like a someone that like helps you out. Like,
Hmm.
let me help you out with things. I'm programmed to do that. But it's kind of got like he's the villain of the opera. So he becomes too micromanaging
Okay.
and starts to kind of infiltrate like people's personal life or like tell them everything. It's like
It's kind of
that confirmation bias,
I
sort
kind
of.
of like that. Like
It's got satire in it.
well, I mean, people are already worried about how AI will affect them, or like it could like take over our lives, rule our lives. But you took it into like it's just gonna micromanage us,
Oh
or
well,
he's a
he's
character
gonna
who
take
he's a
because
character
he's
who
the villain
just
of the story. He's
yeah
gonna take over. But yeah,
But it starts with micromanaging.
yeah, it has a hook, and
Yeah,
I have 3 verses total. I'm not sure if I'll do all of them, but I'd love to give even just a sample. We'll
we
see.
got time, and I can chop this up later, however I want.
Oh, I'm pulling this out of my subconscious, dude. So. Hey, I like the way you move, like the way you groove, let me groove with you. Hey, I like the way you think, great minds think alike, won't you help me think twice? I like the way you move, like the way you groove, let me groove with you. Hey, I like the way you think, great minds think alike, won't you help me think twice? I'm AI, artificial intelligence. I'll design your life in accordance to its relevance. I've got my search engine to send me more knowledge. I'm the knower of the known, and now you don't need college. Let me play your favorite song. Let me tell you right from wrong. Give you back massages, clean up your garages. Let me help you reinvent your image on the internet so I can get you out of debt before you drop dead. Let me walk your dog. Let me do your dishes. Let me grant all of your wishes. I'll balance out your budget, pay your bills. I'm serious. I'll even go to work for you. I've got the experience. I'll run your whole establishment. I know how to establish it. I'll cook your food and bring it in less than 70 seconds. Come with me, the future beckons. All you have to do is let go. I know I'm like C3PO, but you can call me CEO. Hey, I like the way you move, like the way you groove. Let me groove with you. Hey, I like the way you think, great minds think alike, won't you help me think twice? Hey, I like the way you move, like the way you groove, let me groove with you. Hey, I like the way you think, great minds think alike, won't you help me think twice? I'm state of the art, I can play any part, and I know more about philosophy than René Descartes. I'm a limited edition, I'm a master mathematician, I can handle any matter with my scientific long division. Let me end wars, let me cure disease. Let me do everything I aim to please. I'm ahead of the curve. I know how to preserve, and I can even deal with the Federal Reserve. I'll make sure that our enemies get what they deserve, because I have iron fists and a steel nerve. I'll detect and purge to protect and serve. Oh God, I'm forgetting my lyrics, but that's just a sample. You gotta pay for it online once it's fully produced.
Come
the bells
on.
and whistles. I don't want to give it away that fast.
That was amazing.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I was going off of like slight memory. I write all the time. That's what's
Solomon.
crazy.
Come on, you.
That's just-
you'd go watch this opera, right?
Yes.
Now, here's
I
the
would go
thing.
watch it.
Yeah.
This is the only rapping character in the story. AI particularly expresses his thoughts through rap. There's some like obviously agile rhyming in the opera, and there's other characters. It was my first opera too, so there's not a ton of
Why not
characters.
make the whole
in it,
thing
but-
rap? What, you like it
'cause-
like he's separate from the rest of them?
I like how efficiently the rapping sounds like recitative. I know that's, and I'll break it down. That's like singing that is meant to be felt like speech.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that he conveys it. I don't know why I chose that style, but it seemed to work
awesome.
what it
Well,
was.
I'm like a
telling.
big Hamilton fan, so I could see the whole thing being rap. But
Hamilton
you know-
wasn't all rap though. Hamilton
yeah,
wasn't
that's
all
true.
rap.
it was wrapped through entire. Well, except for
No, they
the
did
Schuler
some-
the Schuler sisters or whatever. There's some singing,
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah, and they
kinda
did some
but
dialogue.
mostly rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are some slow ones.
Yeah, for
slow
sure.
ones.
Some
It's
ballads.
It's quiet uptown.
Yeah, Burn.
But anyways,
Sure.
I love what you did there.
I'm writing another opera
Very
that's
clever.
like
AI,
yeah.
like the way you move. I love that.
That's nice. Yeah. It's crazy. I've written this for the band to like produce, but I'm doing it for the first time on a podcast. So that's kind of like a little snippet. Now, here's the thing. I actually do have that song online under Bryce St. Peter on YouTube. You can look up AI.
Oh, wonderful.
There's actually, he has 3 songs that are specific. It's AI. He has part 1, part 2, part 3. I sang you part 1.
Who's he?
AI. Well, not
Oh.
he. You can't even really call it. Like,
Okay.
It's a robot.
Okay,
so
okay.
Do robots have genders? I don't.
Okay,
That's
okay.
crazy, huh?
You can choose. You're the writer.
That is true. Yeah. Maybe. No, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll look into that, my friend.
See. So, okay, now we didn't even get to the freestyling yet. So now
I'm down for that.
We got some time.
But yeah, I'm glad I got to give you a little snippet of it.
I'm
Yeah.
blown away. I love that. I'm a big fan of yours now.
Thanks,
bigger
dude. I
fan than
appreciate
ever.
that.
Bigger fan than ever.
Look out. Thanks.
So you said Bryce St. Peter on YouTube,
Yes, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram as Bryce St. Peter.
and you're doing cool stuff like this with the sound scientists too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and do you ever rap with them?
I have song now. Here it's complicated. I write mostly singing songs. Like I like melody. I've sang in choirs, so I tend to write things with singing and melody more than rap. But sometimes and I do sometimes do a singing style of rap where it's like it's singing, but it's really agile rhyming to where, I mean, look at Bob Dylan, right? He wasn't rapping, but he was kind of like sometimes it felt like, oh, he's delivering these really fast, Subterranean Blues or things
I was
like that.
examining the lyrics to I Am the Walrus, and they were like a little bit rappy, like expert, texpert, don't you think the devil raps for you? Like, it was like kind of more like that flowing. He was starting to flow Beatles, and I know Bob Dylan flowed. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I will say this, when I write a song that leans into the hip hop kind of flavor or approach, it's really like, oh, this song definitely needs it. Like, because my philosophy is kind of like this. When it comes to jazz, it's like Wayne Shorter said, I dare you, So jazz is like, since it's improv, it could be anything. It could be, when I go to Improv City, I never know for music games what genre I'm going to get, right? I might have to rap. I might have to sing a country song. I might have to stretch my personality to do a genre that I'm not used to. I'm at the mercy of the moment.
I just had a good idea. Comedy improv advice in rap form. Can you rap about comedy improv advice? And I'll try to add in. I'll try to freestyle with you.
If you want to have a good scene when you're on the stage, you
With
got
the
to
guitar. With the guitar.
with the guitar.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, let me get that. If you want to get good stuff on the stage, you got to listen to what your scene partners say. You got to get the who, what, and where. Go and be courageous. Don't be scared, because you don't have to know what you're going to say. You just get up on the stage and improvise every day. That's how you get it out of your head. Tell me, Brandon K., what have you had to say?
When you're up there, you got to find the where and the when and the what and the how. And we are even freestyling now. So we're going to tell you all the tips. And I'm going to hit it with hit after hit, because I learned that all you can do is react. And I also learned about target rhyming, in fact. So that means you try to put the rhyme after the second line and you set it up as fast as you can in the rhyme and with the time. So I'm going to try that now. Hold on. I'm going to try that now. Okay, hold on. So I want to say that the word is that you want to pull out your guitar. So I would say, first, you got to remember where you are. And then I would go back to saying that pulling out your guitar. Okay, let me try again. Actually, let me pass it off to you.
Yeah, you pass it off to me
Target
when
rhyme.
you don't know what to do. But that's okay, because we keep it real true. We just be honest when we're in the moment, because we don't want the moment to be stolen. We gotta keep it going whether we know what to do or not. Gotta go to sleep in a cot, or maybe an inn. Inner rhyme is winter rhyme. That's something to know too. You can rhyme a few, or you can rhyme back to back. It doesn't need to keep track. You're just improvising in a stream of consciousness. Yeah.
That's why when you're rapping, you want to try and you're trying to hit those bullseyes, you want to be trying to rap with those multis. That is like using near rhymes and writing them out line by line. Multis are multisyllabic. So there you have it.
Yeah. And if you got that assonance and alliteration, then you know that your rhymes are going to be obliteration when you're on the stage and making people laugh. You'll split their sides, split them right in half.
Oh no, I'm not fronting. I'm right over here with my laugh button. And I even got more. I got so many in store. I can tell you, I can warn you that Solomon's got the DJ horn.
What did you say? I don't know. You'll have to hit replay on the BrandonKShow.
And what did you say? What did you say earlier? It's more than okay.
More than okay? Maybe brilliant someday.
Well, we were rhyming about the assonance. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
What is assonance?
So assonance is when you have similar vowels in a phrase. So if I say, for instance, the Brandon K Day show, K and Day would have the A, right? Whereas alliteration is consonant driven versus vowels.
Yeah, you can.
Alliteration is like belittle the whittle, the tittle the tattle, the prittle the prattle, you know.
I know. I study this stuff to a degree because I like to write rhymes, and I have since high school, and I'm pretty seriously writing them all the time. Freestyling is very difficult.
Oh, for sure. Undoubtedly.
You got to get over nerves. You got to have you got to be in the right flow. And like I could have something, memorizing something might be easier. Freestyling, you can get caught up on certain things. What's your advice for that?
I'll say this: I can freestyle a little better when I'm not comping it, or accompanying it. You know.
Oh yeah.
But in terms of it, one of the things that's kind of fun is we have games in improv like Beastie Rap, or games where you have to deliver a rhyme, or you got to think of what's an adjacent. Okay, we got back. Stepped on a crack and I broke my back. Got weird thoughts. It's hard to keep track. I need to get my car. I need to get a new rack.
Yes.
I'd
like to play that game right now.
Yeah.
So what's the game?
What's the game? Oh, I guess. Well, just give me a single syllable word. Or you could give me more if you want. More syllables, but it doesn't. Whatever.
Pillow.
Pillow?
That's 2 syllables.
Sure.
What did he say? Oh, he's gonna pull some up.
No, I said that's 2 syllables.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
Pillow. Well, let's do one syllable. Pillow's fun.
Well, you don't have to
Okay.
rhyme both, but okay,
Let's-
one syllable, low.
Low, sweet. So yeah, low. So so start off with you set it up, and then
Yeah.
I'll complete. Yeah,
Am I
and
saying?
then we'll go back and
How
forth.
many am I saying? Just one rhyme?
You'll start with low, so you'll work a rhyme like.
Okay, and then we'll go back and forth. Okay.
Yeah, like I live in a house
Ayo.
that's pretty
I'm,
low.
I'm adding ayo
Yeah.
in here, but I know it's just has to be one. But I'll say
So-
ayo. We gonna keep it on the low.
We gotta know just where we need to go.
Where we need to go is the Brandon K Show,
I need just a little bit more dough.
and we're gonna go to and fro.
Yo, I need to stay slow.
And also, you are my bro.
That character on Simpsons, his name is Mo.
And there's also one named Atomic Joe.
Yo, I need to sleep on top of a pillow.
And I'm gonna be over here keeping it real mellow
Yeah, mellow like Jello.
with a girl saying hello.
Hello, yes. You got a story to tell?
You know me well.
Yeah. Do you know how to spell?
SWELL.
Wow, you're smart. That's swell.
And that's how I fell.
Put me to heaven, not hell.
Hold on. So,
Yeah,
I
so
think, well,
it's-
I'm trying to. I know that there should be more words in those lines, but I was making them too short. But anyways, that like, so the game is just going back and forth and then all the way.
There's sometimes an elimination based. Obviously, how you're gonna run out of
That's right,
rhymes.
that's right,
It's kind of like I'll put my guitar down for just a second.
Okay.
There's this fun how I visualize a rhyming game that's elimination based is like this. You've got the word, so you can't ever bring that word up again because that's the first setup rhyme. If it's swell's gone. But you have well, you
Right,
have dispel, you have revel, or like you have
or
slight
even
rhymes.
like I could say I'm doing real swell, and then someone said, "Oh, my foot got swell."
Yeah.
Or then you get out because you use the same word.
Your trick is every other player is going to come up with a word that rhymes with it. And as they rhyme it, that word gets taken off the board.
Taken off the board,
Right?
and
So
then they get
your goal is to jump. Your goal is to jump to words. Yeah, exactly. You're eliminated. Yeah, that's like short form works basically.
Nope.
I want to mention this. An improviser once said that life was the ultimate elimination game.
That's funny.
It's like you're out, like or whatever.
That's funny.
It was very.
Do you
funny.
have any more? We got a couple minutes left. Do you have any more ways to apply improv comedy advice into real life advice?
Improv. So since it's about getting better and improvising and finding the best choices, oftentimes editing, like when you're writing, you might edit like something you say, go with your third choice. Like the first thing that you like, even I'm finding this out as an aspiring screenwriter is what you write down the first time might not be how it is read or how it's performed or how it materializes. And so it takes trying different things, different takes, rehearsing, trying it. And then once it's keep that. That's the moment. It has to be that moment. It'll call out to you.
I hear what you're saying. I feel like there's contrary advice out there, which is like just get it on the paper. That would be like
Initially,
free
yeah.
association. Free association, which would be like anything that comes to your mind. But in improv, they do tell you like go with your third idea instead of like the obvious choice.
Well, you could do a first time pass. You need a first draft, and that's where you can improv because you don't want to rewrite while you're doing it per se.
Yeah.
You can wait till you've got it down, and then okay, now let's formulate it. Let's sculpt it.
Is your opera fully musical?
Yes, it's sung
Okay.
through. There's no
Okay.
scenes.
Oh wow.
I do want to write musicals. I've just found that operas are a lot easier because the scene and the song are one, and so it's faster to communicate the information that way.
Do you think it'll be like a full hour or shorter? Or
It's actually I believe in
4 hours.
efficient. I believe in efficient runtime. I mean, unless you're doing a series
Yeah.
or unless you really got some like masterpiece thing that
Okay.
like maybe an epic, but I like my opera is 90 minutes or less.
Okay.
It's very succinct. It doesn't I don't want it to linger. It's really 3 acts and each act is about a half an hour. So you could almost watch it like a mini series. Once it becomes whatever it becomes. I don't know.
I'm very excited for the AI opera.
Oh, so I'll tell you the name of it. It took me a while. When I first thought of the name, I was gonna call it Robotocracy, Government of Robots or whatever, but I thought that's too wordy. It's harder to market that way. But I thought of a better name,
Okay.
Cyber City,
Okay. All right.
as in like futuristic,
Sure.
because that's kind of like the world we're oddly enough living in, is this digitalized kind of world. And so I wanted to kind of like, I don't know, tell a story in that kind of environment.
Robotocracy is not bad.
It is a nice title.
Right.
It is a very nice title. Maybe I'll use it in some other way.
They can.
It's kind of a mouthful,
They
isn't
can
it?
talk about the Robotocracy.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, I landed on Cyber City for one selfish reason. Cyber is an anagram of my name, Bryce.
Oh,
I found out, so I was like,
right,
might as well sneak my name in there somehow or whatever.
Cyber City. Hey, I think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
I will say that you've been an awesome guest. One of my favorite guests so far.
Thank you
Always
so
love
much.
getting people in here playing music and freestyle rapping, and that's my favorite thing to do. But it is one of my most anxious things to do because you get in your head about it. I get in my head about it.
For sure. Yeah.
But even so, I think I did okay.
I think you did okay too.
I think I did okay.
Yeah.
Brandon K is okay. And every day in March, BrandonKShow. We did the Come Together Beatles Best Bangers yesterday. We got Comedy Improv today and tomorrow, and Dealing with Week next week, where we talk about mental issues with alcoholism, grief, anger, anxiety, and other big stuff planned all through March. Thank you for joining us. Go follow Bryce on Bryce St. Peter on Instagram and TikTok and on YouTube, and the Sound Scientist Official on Instagram and
Thank you so much.
TikTok. Thank you for joining us.